Once you've downloaded the zip file, then right-click and then extract to the folder on your desktop. And then you can get rid of the zip file if you want, put it into the recycle bin. And then what we need to do is just open the folder. And this particular font is a fantasy font called Metal Mania and Malgan Gothic combined. So we open the folder, and then you'll see it's how to use font packs and the list license and the links document. Now, a lot of these fonts have a license where I can't distribute the font. So you're going to have to open up this document and then use this link to go and get the font and download it to your computer. And once you've done that, then you need to install it. So here I've one I've got already. Now to install it, just double click and then click on the install button. Now I already have this font on my computer, so I get this message, and I'm obviously not going to replace it. And then do the same with the other font. Now, a lot of these fonts are actually installed already. They're system fonts, but those that aren't, then you are going to need to install them. And again, that one's already installed. But it's really easy to do. This video is to help you to use the font packs, but please read the PDF if you prefer at a later point, or if you're getting stuck. So now what we need to do is we need to open up our fiction book. Now here's mine, my first fiction book on my desktop. Fire it up in Word. I recently upgraded to Office 365 a few weeks ago, and I'm using Word 2016 now, and one-click book creation runs perfectly. If you wanted to change all the fonts yourself, then, I'm sure you know how easy and good that is. But as you can see here, I've got the standard Georgia install fonts from one-click book creation, and it looks pretty for what it is. For a non-fiction book, then it'll work. But for a fiction book, if you're writing in a particular genre, then, it's going to help your reader. It's going to build their experience, develop it, and hopefully draw them into your story. So that's why we're going to use these font packs. Now, they're only for print books because Kindle has its own font set. And those some fonts, I understand, will work with the Kindle device. It's got a habit of overriding fonts with its own, as I say, with its own style sets. And to change out your style, so all you do is you click on your book on the menu bar, come over on the left, and then you click on the Change Fonts button. Navigate to where your font pack is. For example, we're just using Font 01, and then you'd come in and you'd double click on Metal Mania, and straight away you can see what's happened. I'll just do Control-Z, undo, and you can see that we've gone from the bog standard Georgia to something far, far better for this particular genre. Of course, if you've got more than the one font, then if you've got the font packs, now I've got 5 font packs: fantasy, horror, romance, sci-fi, and western. So let's say, for example, you've bought a horror font pack and you want to go for something else. Just double click. And that's how it looks. If you want to change the font again, if you want to go to another one, and again, here we go. This one's quite a much larger font for the headings. Stands out a lot more. If you want to go for something different, then you do that. And of course, you might have to tweak the spacing a little bit, but it depends on the size of your book and your requirements. So let's go to a totally different genre. Let's come down into romance, and let's go for something like, let's go for Sophia and Constantia. And then as you can see, we're going from horror to romance, and there we go. There's a nice fluid font. Now, I didn't pick these selections myself. My creativity isn't that great in this regard, so I actually searched for and found a person on Upwork who has worked for 15 years in book publishing for a book publishing company. She's worked in journalism, and she's got a very, very creative side to her. And I hired her to do the research and come up with these designs. So they're going to be really, really good, and they're really going to make your book stand out. And again, if we come back to a different genre, we'll come back to fantasy, and we'll pick something like King Richard, which is a great one for, a medieval type design and medieval type fiction book. Try this one as well. This one really, really, I like this one. This is one of my favorites, as is, if I recall, I think it's Endor. Yeah, this one. I like this. This just, for me, it just pictures things like, like the Arthurian legend and King Arthur, Sir Galahad, etc. But it's great. But as you can see, whatever your genre, really easy to change out your fonts. Give it a completely different look and feel. And there, like I say, that's another one because of the size of that. And I'll just reduce the paragraph spacing. I'll bring it down to like 216, get it on the page, and then I can just tweak it. If I don't like that one, then I can change the fonts again, and I can go for something like 0 Hour and Almanac. And there you go. And that changes to a completely different font, gives your book a completely different look and feel. And as you can see, quick, easy, and dare I say it, almost one click. Thanks very much.